Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of the Smoke Room. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it free on itch.io. I don't think they have a Patreon though. You could go look for it, I guess. Anyways, on the last Let's Play, they did an update for Murdoch's route, which consisted of us picking up where we left off, which was Holly was getting married to Jim, I believe, but then, oh no, the Hendrix Manor's on fire! So, the old lady took a bunch of the local townsfolk and was like, we're gonna try and put out the fire the old-fashioned way with buckets. And then, all the out-of-towners were like, let's go into the church basement because, and, elderly people because, I don't know, I guess, I don't know why Murdoch and me and Jim and any able-bodied person wouldn't try to help, But yeah, then we started talking with Murdoch and the rat guy and, Cynthia, Espe, about, like, what were they talking about? Fox girls going like, yeah, this thing might happen every, like, so often where everything goes crazy. Granted, I don't know, a house catching on fire in this day and age, that wouldn't be so weird, It's inopportune. But let's talk to Jim first. Reset face. Good afternoon. The three of them stopped speaking. Oh, it's you. Both Jim and Neil aren't making eye contact with me. We're being addressed, gentlemen. Oh. I'm parched. Excuse me. The dog slips past me, barely without touching me, then stumps quickly up the stairs. It's really just him I'd like to borrow. If that's the case, I suspect Jim would be delighted to be borrowed. I hear Neil chuff as he ascends the stairs. I don't really think there's much to talk about. There is, if you want to get your associates out of town as quickly as possible. It's kind of weird to read that first. Jim looks over the cat with his brow raised. Reuben shrugs. Jim hisses quietly, then turns to me. Can we make this quick? Depends on you. Where to? Corner's empty. Keep your voice low. As he follows me away from the cat, I see the dog slink down the stairs. I don't know, I feel like if we really wanted to talk in silence, we could just go to the big church area that's completely empty. They really invited him to their ceremony? He's barely whispering. What do you want? Do you care about him? I jerk my head towards Murdoch, in the opposite corner, who's deep in conversation with Ralph and Cynthia right now. Of course you do. If he's gonna be family. That's not what I meant. No extra secretive bullshit while we're whispering in the corner. No. That makes things easier then. He's mine. Excuse me? You heard me. He's not your problem anymore. Don't be an idiot. Foxes like banging. You know about the photos. We destroyed them all. You? Holly doesn't know. I don't remember that, though he might be making it up. You're free. But the trains, we can't... We'll work the situation out with the trains later. Now that you're off the hook, there's no reason for you to stay. But what about... He's looking at Murdoch again. Now, don't you worry. I'll make it so you won't ever have to see him again. Now, if you meet me outside in 10 minutes, I know a place you and your fellas can squat safely until the station is open again. Jim hesitates. What's the matter? In truth, I don't see the point of splitting up if we're going to the same destination. Who says we are? If the fire gets bad, there's a call for evacuation. Holly's brother hasn't wronged me. If you need a safe place to sleep, then I can provide. For a while. But what if he's told if he told me he's sick to death of you. Ah, there's the panic. Then I presume you were lying. Seems like we both have a line problem, don't we, Jim? You haven't destroyed the photos, have you? Can't say I have. Yeah, I was about to say, it's like, I don't remember that. Also, that is a thick tie. He swears. Listen, Jim. Just know that me and a group of my people expect that something real bad could happen in town soon. Bad how? Something a lot worse than just the fire. If you stick with us, and stick with him, I gesture towards Murdoch. We can keep each other safe. If that's what you really want. I pat him on the back without letting him respond. I want to believe he'd help Murdoch if something happened, but there's no telling what he would do under the gaze of his friends. Jim can pine over Murdoch in secret all he wants. It's pointless if he can't help when he's needed. Speaking of his friends, they're apart. Jim acts different when he's near them than when he's alone. Might be worth to see if they act the same way. I think Reuben's the big cat and Neil's the big dog. Let's talk with the big dog. Neil's standing on the top of the stairs, swirling what looks like a champagne in a little glass. He's the cold one. I notice that he likes to complain. He didn't have much to bitch about when he finished ooh last night. Can I call you Neil? He looks my way, alarmed, almost as if the door itself wasn't doing the talking. I didn't ask for assistance, and I'm not here to assist. He looks at me over mildly. Then, I suppose you don't have much to talk about. I have a feeling you'll want to hear me out. You're a reporter? No. Open your jacket. Why? No microphones. Feel for yourself. He walks up to me and pats down my jacket, then my shirt, then my shoulders. He brings his hands close to my face, looking me in the eye. His hands linger on the back of my head and muses down some of the fur, or musses down. He's definitely still thinking about last night. When the moment passes, he pats my cheek twice. My deepest apologies. Conversation with strangers like that usually start as a shakedown. You're used to shakedowns then? More than a boy like you would probably think. I'm 25 years grown, sir. Then there's a considerable gulf in age and experience between us. Don't take it personal. Now, what do you want? I hate to admit it, but he has a point. If he really is as influential as he says he is, somebody might do something for him before they would do it for me if they want, or if they knew. Sorry, sometimes I read and my brain goes farther than my eyes do. Though also, is he the congressman? I think like one was a congressman, the other was a doctor. That could come in handy if I need a favor in the near future. You said it yourself, the trains aren't running. What do you plan on doing if they don't start up tonight? What's it to you? Me and my friends know the back of this town better than anybody. If our feelings are right, something bad is going to happen in town before the night is up. I figure we'll be safe in bigger numbers. He looks concerned now, but not necessarily convinced. A strapping buck such as yourself should be able to take care of himself. Why are you interested in traveling with someone like me? There are certain kinds of people who'd want a senator to remember their name if they're in a pinch. He looks me up and down, slowly. And there are certain kinds of people who love to see one bleed. You'd protect me then? I'm not unfamiliar with that kind of work. He sidles up close to me. You're certainly familiar with work. You gave proper service. I'm sorry, It's weird. I'm like, I'm reading, but not well. I try to talk, not well. He delivers that line. He sounds like he's speaking to a soldier. Like he's... At least that time it's not me. The only hint of joy in the statement is a sly smile on his face, and the smell of excitement on his neck. He rubs a whisker on me before he pulls back, still smirking. I don't want to see what my associates think first. If you hear from me again, you'll know what conclusion we came to. I see the cats standing near the center of the room. He's the last one to approach. Hello again. Oh. I hear the contents of his drink splash on the floor. Ah, it's you. Does he have a mustache? Kinda looks like it. Yep. You know, my boy, you're surprisingly quiet for a man your size. I'm accustomed to it. Well, with your fur work and the parlor of your fur, parlor? It wouldn't be difficult to think you're an evil spirit. It do be like that sometimes. My fur? Sorry, way to go. I can't help it. Yours is whiter than bleached baby powder. You seem to be the one haunting us at the moment. You're a lot nicer last night. Are you unnerved by my fur parlor? Parlor? I've never seen that word. Or is it this just that you didn't expect to see me again? I certainly didn't expect to be talking to you ever. Things really run differently in smaller communities, aren't they? I lower my voice. Around here, you generally need to establish a rapport with your holes instead of pushing them away on a plate with the faux grass. He opens his mouth to say something and then stops. What do you want? Aren't you a doctor? Yes. So, you'd be useful in a medical emergency, is what you're saying. I don't like where you're leading with that. Is something going on that I should know about? Probably. He lifts his brow. Probably? Has Jim's fiancé ever brought anything up to you called the calamities? I don't talk to Jim's fiancé. That's probably for the best. Okay. I close my paws together. Folks in this community believe that there's a cycle of bad things that'll happen every so often. Superstitions? More like patterns without explanations, yet. It's supposed to make people act reckless for a while. Do these people also mention attacks from spirits? I think so. Aren't you, are you, that word? It's my turn to blink. No. Then be more mindful of your stories, especially considering you're being to edge your line of work. What if I put it like this? If enough people believe that they had an excuse to act their worst, what if they collectively seized on that opportunity? Is it that easier medicine to swallow, doctor? It's at least the realm of believability now, which kind of reminds me of that one thing where it's the dancing disease that happened in medieval times, where it was an actual problem and people didn't really know what that was about. Basically it was whole communities would dance, and sometimes to they collapse or maybe die. You have reason to believe this will happen soon. The manor's too big for the community. There's no way people in town would take this as other than a sign. He looks to one of the glass basement windows where the sky outside is growing a darker pink. Calamity or no, smoke inhalation is harmful. But cigarettes, yeah, we believe that's fine in our time. I don't think Jim or Neil would disagree. An alliance is in our best interests. I'm glad you think so. Just clean up your presentation when you next extend our arrangement to further parties. Criticism taken. That's the last of them, then. Let's talk to the bride now. She sits there on the infirmary bed, gauzy white, blotched in crimson, sparkling out almost like a cobweb caught in the corner, sprawling out. Her wrist moves quickly in her little pocketbook. Whose scribbles hold all the attention of her gaze, none given to me. Sorry, you have to read a sentence sometimes throughout to go, what's going on? But she speaks first when I approach. Thought about my offer some more? Was her offer? Bit late for that, isn't it? Her quill doesn't stop. Maybe it was that we don't have any interaction with Murdoch anymore? I don't know. And how do you figure that? I need to answer carefully. Very carefully. Folks are a bit helter-skelter. I wonder what that word is. I know it's has something... It was like a murder thingy. Anyways, well, with the fire and all. There's talk already about how to get out of town quickest. Aren't you already trying to get out? Not much point in getting out if I'm sent back a week later. No, this needs to be tidily done. And you're anything but tidy, Mr. Iris. I hear her nails click against the quill. Ain't my fault what's happening. Echo isn't so tidy itself. Well said. She sneers a bit and starts writing again. So, I clear my voice and shift my weight from the left paw to the right. I figured it might be worth asking if you know anything about how much time we have to get out. I won't waste either of our time if you don't. The quill stops again. She snaps the book shut and tosses it on the bed. We have no reason to be enemies, Mr. Iris, but there's simply no reason to trust you. Granted, we're stuck down here and have some time to kill, and I'm quickly running out of people to talk to. So be it then. I'll cast what I know, pearl drop by pearl drop, on whose thick and thieving shoulders of yours. Thieving? Huh. Though I doubt it'll inspire anything in a creature like you. She adjusts herself and leans towards me. Have you ever loved, Mr. Iris? That was sudden. Not really relevant to what we need to be talking about either, but I doubt she'll tell me otherwise if I don't play along. I open my mouth to answer, but she interrupts me. And I mean real love, Mr. Iris. Like between a man and a woman. Real love? Huh? A pure love, not a mere pimp's love for his assets. And what's that supposed to mean? You aren't so sly. I know where you work. There's only one reason why Dora needs muscle like yours in a business like hers, and I won't accept any further smokescreen. I don't know, I feel like if you might want somebody to, intimidate the clients if they don't pay money. Upon employment, Madame did mention part of my contract required regular exercise, but the upkeep of my bulk. As deterrent was what she said. But she fetched me to break up a brawl and toss out a drunk once in a blue moon. William always handled things preemptively when it came to the uglier matters. But I wasn't supposed to know about those. Wonder what that means. I'm not sure if I should correct her about the pimp accusation, considering she's the last person I'd like to know about my personal business, or my proclivities. I'm certain she expects that I'm doing things for her brother, but she might not know yet that he paid me to. Hell, if she thought I was trying to bring him into the brothel, that might even explain some of her attitude. There are times where I think I might, but I can't really say for sure. I'm not really surprised by the answer, Mr. Iris, considering the sort of life you lead. but the honesty is refreshing. I'm sure you're skeptical of these things, Mr. Hars, but I've been in love. The real kind of love. The kind where two become one for life until death. Isn't this going anywhere important? Or is this going anywhere important? In the summer of 1905, I saw fireworks, Mr. Ayers. In retrospect, it was one of the worst days in history for our family. But I didn't know what was going on the other side of the lake. Jim's family, he had a vacation home on the lake, on the waterfront. His bedroom was bigger than the entire foyer of my own house. Can you believe some people could be so wealthy to have such things? I'm sure you can. A man adjacent to opulence, who owns none of your own. Is this conversation about love, or is it about money? It's obviously not about money, but naturally, his world overwhelmed me. An entire bedroom to himself, bigger than my house, when I shared my own with my brothers and sister. I thought they were supposed to be well off. You'd think that she had her own place. I don't know. Swept me off my feet. Also, hold the phone. How do you have an entire bedroom bigger than your own house? I mean, that is a big-ass bedroom. Like, even if you think of the smallest house possible, that is a big-ass bedroom. And it wasn't so sad. A sad, sorry cave-in like the Hendricks place on a Friday evening. Live music by the waterside, and drinks that he paid for the pleasure to taste rather than getting more comfortable with the practice of keeping quiet. I don't know. Though he figured out early that the way I experienced Jim's world wasn't all how Jim got to experience Jim's world. How rich is Jim? I mean, he isn't poor, but he's just a geologist. See, there's something you should know about Jim and his world. People like you and me might experience luxury as a fleeting comfort. People like Jim experience luxury as a display of their power. He's not allowed to like those earthly pleasures. Not like those muddy families who dry up after a generation or two. Dry up? Here, just long enough to muck things up before drying into dust before the turn of the century. No. His mother and father stamped that out of him real early, or at least the tendencies show it. You see, Jim hates it when people know that he cares about something too much. So you can imagine how I feel when somebody like that couldn't hide that he wanted me. Jim is so good at faking so many things. But he won me with a hunger that was impossible to fake. Can you possibly know how it feels when somebody from a world like that can't hide that you're the one they need? It's the kind of love that feels like it can break your own body. She almost sounds like me when I used to think about Jack. I hate that part of me. Man, I guess Sam was really hard in it for Jack. Which really kind of sucks in retrospect. Anyways, what does any of this have to do with calamities? Because the moment something feels too good to be true, here, disaster. The boy who wasn't allowed to love things became the love of my life on July 4th, 1905. The next morning, my little brother was dead. I'm sorry. Your brother's name was Seamus. Seamus? Yeah, right? The corner of her mouth tightens, as if I didn't have the right to say it. That's an interesting fact about my family for a hired help to simply know. That event changed the course of all of our families forever. Even today, when I finally have the opportunity to change my course, this pissy little hole in the ground won't have that. There's a time in my life where I think I was more like my sister, methodical, logical, by the book, and investigated in sifting through the ugly architecture of the land's corpse. I even got Jim interested in fossil research, so he'd get me easier access to the rock, but he unfortunately developed a genuine interest in the chemical makeup of the calcified dirt. I, conversely, stopped taking so much stock in science. Science says that the land which you walk on shouldn't have the capacity to hate you. Science says that the land should have the capacity to laugh at you when you're given just a taste of the best life has to offer, just enough to leave you spoiled, that anything less can never do. No, this land has a hatred for me, and the feeling is very much mutual. As considering how calming the sentiment is, which I verified in whispers, in paper confessions, it seems to me that the point of it all is suffering. So naturally, surely, something must happen when the suffering is too great. Because the records show that life in this place can feel normal for a while, after the last batch of people evacuate for decades. If that's how it really works, and somebody knows that's how quickly it works, they may be incentivized to make others suffer more quickly. If somebody knows how it works, then maybe I would give them respite after all, or it would give them respite after all. At least for a while. She tilts her head, like she's studying me. That's all I know. Is this about, like, the murderer who I feel like is the rabbit guy? I'm not 100% sure. At least, that's how I think these calamities work. Her eyes have a soft shine to them in the low light of the church. But yes, Seamus was my brother's name. It sounds like he took it hard. My parents took it harder than any of us. They've all treated us worse since it happened. Huh. Oh, what? Not a whole lot. It just sounds to me like you're more resentful about how they treat you than you are of your brother's dying. It doesn't take too long to get over any tragedy when someone loves you in the way that I was loved. Do you think that sounds monstrous? Maybe just a little bit. She leans forward, letting her head pass through the beam of light. Good. When I look in the mirror every morning, I don't just appreciate that I was gifted with great beauty. I thank God every morning that I was born with a mouth that could clamp down on a throat with ease, if ever I need to rip one out. Then, when rattlesnake shakes its tail, you listen with great care. When a predator bares its fangs, you keep eye contact, and you back up slowly. There's no reason for us to be enemies, Mr. Ayers. But you are in my nest. I take a step back. She relaxes and sits back. If there's a calamity coming, I suspect we're already too late to stop it. Riding it out right here might be the best chance to survive. But what if your fiancé doesn't want to? He might find that he doesn't have a choice. I don't have much else to say to you, Mr. Ayers. All I can do is nod. I don't know if anything she said was remotely the truth, but too much of it felt right. Right enough anyhow. I take another look around the room. I think that's a good time to call it. And that's going to be the end of this Let's Play. So comment, guys, I like comments, tips you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like my YouTube and would like to see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the videos to help it grow. And please remember to spay new your animals to help control the pet population. I don't know, I just want to read this game, and it's always such a pain trying to read a game like, or I was gonna say like this, but like any game, because it's like, you know, you want to play a video game, but then all of a sudden you go, I can't actually read. Heck. Gosh hecking darn it. And just like, well, yeah. Anyways, until, yeah, comment, guys, like, say what you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like my YouTube and like see grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the rest epic grow later by new animals to, help control the pet population. And until next time, another Let's Play by me, GamerWolfSix of the Smoke Room. So thanks and see ya.